When you think about changing a configuration, the first thing most people think of is changing a file somewhere. And in DB2, that's not the case. In DB2, you're actually issuing commands that will go change things internally. Now, there are two places that you can change these configurations, at the environment level and at the database level. And the first one we're discussing here is the database manager configuration. This is at the overall DB2 environment level. So this will apply to everything underneath it. If you have one-to-many databases underneath, this is going to apply. And some things you would set here would be, okay, the connection port, how are we going to handle overall memory, how are we going to handle authority who can get in, how are we going to play with the diagnostic log. All that will be set here at the database manager configuration, which is also known as the DBM CFG. Now, the command isn't that hard. It's update DBM CFG using, set a parameter to a value. But there's a catch with this that drives me nuts. Just because you changed it doesn't mean it's in effect yet, even if you say the value immediate. And you need to know how to go look to see, did it apply or did it not apply? Because if you just issued get DBM CFG, it will show you what the value will be, not necessarily what it is now. And that's how the show detail works. So there's a little catch. Let me go over to the command line and show you what I mean. So here we are at the command line. Let's take a look at what our database configuration manager looks like. So to see what's there, it's db2 get dbm cfg. And I'm going to slow it down by piping to more. Now notice I'm not attaching to the instance or a database or anything like that. It's going to pull the database manager configuration for the instance I'm logged in as. In this case, db2 inst1. So these are all the different variables that I can set to tell db2 certain things. Like up here we have what I want to monitor statistics on. Do I want to collect information on this to analyze later? Do I want to change where my error log is going? And I think I'm going to play with this group right here. Let's say I needed to create a group of IDs that have lower level access to do basic monitoring. So if I wanted to change this, I would issue db2 update dbm cfg using the parameter I want, and we're going to set it to db2 mon gp, the monitoring group. Once we do, it says, hey, everything's updated successfully. You think so? Let's go ahead and see what it's set to now. Sure enough, down here in the bottom, it looks as if it's set. But remember what I said earlier, that just because it looks like it's set doesn't mean it necessarily is. To see what's set, you have to use the show detail switch at the end. But with the instance level changes, you have to attach to the instance first. You have to make an explicit connection. So I issue db2 attach to db2 inst1. Now I'm going to add show detail to the end. Here we go. This is exactly what I was talking about. Before it was showing it was set to db2 mon group. That's not the case. That's the delayed value. That's what happens. That is what happens after I recycle the instance. Right now the current value is nothing. It's not set. So to change this, I need to issue a db2 detach, if I could spell, and I need to stop the instance and restart it. db2 stop, db2 start. Then we want to db2 attach to db2 inst1. And now let's take a look at the value with show detail. Here we go. It's now in effect. The delayed value is now the current value. So the group, this setting, is now in play. Confusing. I hated this when I first ran into it. That's why I wanted to point it out. Just because you change it doesn't mean it's into effect. The database configuration, which applies only at the database level, is very similar to the previous command. If you have more than one database on your instance, you're going to have to make changes to each one using this command. It's not going to apply to all at one time. It's similar to the other. If you do update db for database using parm and value, you'll end up setting what you're looking for. A small note I'll make here is that if you are explicitly connected to the database, that is, you've already issued db2 connect to database name, that for db section can be left out. But just like the previous command, it will show you what its delayed value will be, not necessarily what it's currently set to. Therefore, you need to watch that show detail parameter. And instead of an attach, you're going to use a connect. So let's go to the command line and I'll show you what it looks like. Updating the database configuration is very similar to updating the database manager configuration. The commands are almost identical, except we're going to be specifying the database. And if you are changing configuration parameters and have more than one database, if you want this parameter on all databases, you need to issue it against each individual database. The command is identical with the exception that we're going to specify the database name, and even then that can be fluid if you're connected to it or not. But we'll start with this. db2 get db for sample, and I want to see the primary log. Let's see how many of them we have. We have 3. Let's go ahead and say we want to change that to 10. I'm going to connect to the database, or at least make sure I am. db2 connect to sample. And then I'm going to db2 update db for sample using log primary. And let's change that to 10. Here it actually said, be careful, it may not be in effect yet. And that's true. In this case, it's not. It'll look like it is initially, but it's not. Even sometimes when I've used the immediate switch at the end, which says go ahead and have this take place immediately, sometimes it says, hey, I've already made the change for you, and then I double check and it's really not in play. So I always go and do this. I'm connected to the database, so db2 get db for sample, show detail, grep log primary. See, we haven't changed yet. We have 3 primary logs in effect and a delayed value of 10. This won't take effect until after the database is recycled, so let's do that. db2 terminate will sever our connection. db2 deactivate database sample will shut the database down. Now we don't have to stop db2, just the database. So let's reactivate it. db2 activate database sample. Let's connect db2. Now what do we have? db2 get db for sample show detail. And we're going to look for those primary logs again. There, it is now in play. Simple, isn't it? Just like before. Go ahead and use the update command, but remember to recycle your database, explicitly connect, and then use that show detail to see what's in play and what is not.